Hello everyone, this is Ivan from Undocumedia, and I want to remind you that days are running out. You only have until October 5th for USCIS to have your application if you're eligible to renew your DACA. A reminder, those that are eligible to renew their DACA are those whose work permit authorization DACA permit expires on September 5th, 2017 through March 5th, 2018. If your DACA permit expires between that time period, you're eligible to renew. But you gotta make sure you get your application in before October 5th, 2017. At the moment, we wanna remind you that you need to send in two
passport photos.
You need to have a copy of your work permit along with Form I-821D, I-765, I-765WS. It's also very helpful for you to have a copy of your previous application or the very first one that you ever submitted. As we know, there is an application fee for this. It's $495, and it can be paid off in the form of a money order or check. If you do not have the funds to cover this, there are several organizations offering financial assistance, one of them being the Mission Asset Fund. A shout out to the Mission Asset Fund for committing to be able to help as many DACA beneficiaries to renew. They're willing to cover the whole fee. You visit lc4daca.org. We're going to be doing a quick tutorial to show you how to apply on lc4daca.org to be able to get financial assistance to cover the $495. And again, just a reminder, don't wait on it. Mission Asset Fund is only letting people apply up until September 27th. So the clock is ticking. You have resources available. Don't put it off. For those of you who aren't eligible to renew, we're going to be providing you updates as to next steps moving forward. What does your expiration date mean if you're not eligible to renew? How can you be still protected in the meanwhile as we continue to push for legislations or programs that will provide protection for you and your families? For those of you who are eligible to renew, we also encourage you to continue following us. Remember, the fight does not end with you receiving protection. It continues until we are all protected. So follow Undocumedia on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and we'll be sharing the latest. Thank you.
So we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to go ahead and apply for a DACA renewal scholarship being provided by the Mission Asset Fund. First and foremost, you're going to want to make sure that you're visiting the right website. It is lc4daca.org. And as you can see, we have a timer that's currently 9 days away from the last day to submit your DACA, which is October 5th, 2017, if you're eligible to renew. We're going to click on this big red button, Apply Now. Now it's going to go ahead and have you submit your name and your email to verify it and send you the link to apply. Then we're going to go ahead and put our email there. Click Send Email. Email verification has been sent. We then need to go to our inbox to see what link it sends to continue. So what you're going to be receiving now is an email from the Mission Asset Fund where you can then click to continue the process. You go ahead and click here. You're going to read the terms and conditions before you agree to continue. Scroll all the way to the bottom. There's an option, by the way, to view this in Spanish. And once you've read all the terms, you click I agree. The first section of the application process, page 1 of 3, it first goes over your eligibility. So it asks you if you've submitted an application. In this case, we're seeking help to apply, so we have not filled it out. Then it asks you to provide your work permit expiration date to make sure that you're eligible. Again, you're only eligible if your work permit expires between September 5th, 2017 and March 5th, 2018. Then we're going to certify that we will be using these funds for no other purpose than to renew our DACA and make these funds directly payable to Department of Homeland Security. So we need to check this box off. Then it continues on to our personal information where it asks us for our first and last name and our date of birth. What country of birth as well. There is an optional entry for a social security number, but again, not required. Lastly, contact information. It's going to want you to have your email address there and a phone number that they can reach you at. We are on page 2 of 3 of the DACA Renewal Scholarship application now, where it asks for a permanent address. So we fill this out accordingly. Please provide your permanent or home address as a reminder for this section. Now we move on to the DACA check. So how would you like for it to be mailed off to you or receive it? You can either pick it up if you're in San Francisco at the Mission Asset Fund's office, or they can mail it to your permanent address that you listed up above. If there's another address that you would prefer for mailing, you can also have that as a third option. We're just going to go ahead and have it mailed to the permanent address listed above. Moving on down now here to your story, you can provide your personal monthly income. It's going to ask us for your household's monthly income and the number of people in your household, where you can select up to more than even 8 people, if that's the case for you. So we'll go ahead and put in some examples of numbers as we continue this. Then it asks you to select your identity. You can choose female, male, other, or prefer to not answer. Your school or college. Do you live or work or study in the California Bay Area? You can either yes or no. In this case, we are no. How did you hear about Mission Asset Fund? You have school or university, legal provider, nonprofit, community center, etc. For this one, we ask you choose nonprofit. If you are watching this video, you are being suggested to apply for this fund by Undocumedia, and we are registered as a nonprofit organization. Lastly, here we're going to upload an image of our work permit. And we're going to select upload. It says don't close or refresh the page until all documents are fully uploaded. It might take a few seconds, so again, it's just part of the process. Okay, it looks like the employment authorization document has been successfully uploaded. Now we can move on to the third and final section of this application. It asks you, please review the information that you provided. Here I see my address that I provided. I have my name, my date of birth, the country of birth, when my work permit is set to expire, along with my email, contact number. In addition, here just a review of some of the entries I provided, which was to mail it to my permanent address, and I can submit the application. When you're ready to click submit, you just go ahead and click here. Upon submission, you'll go ahead and receive this note. Congratulations, your application has been submitted, with just some contact information for Mission Asset Fund should you have any questions or reason to contact them. So you're done with the process. Again, it's pretty simple. There are 3 basic steps, 3 basic sections, and then you're set to go to be receiving the funds for your work permit renewal as soon as possible. Remember that the deadline to apply for the Mission Asset Fund is only up until Wednesday, September 27th. So the clock is ticking. Don't wait. You only have until Wednesday, September 27th to apply for this fund to cover your DACA renewal fee. Thank you.